Cannabis Welsh. Everyone gets it backwards. No matter. Please have a seat, Mrs. Townsville.
Well, now we're even, Mr. Welch. It's Town Spite, but call me Kay.
Absolutely. Now, I'm sorry you were kept waiting. We are being observed by a group of French marine biologists, and the entire staff is cleaning up the gymnasium.
French marine biologists. Have they come to look at the science fair?
Now, wouldn't that have been a good idea? Missed it. Shoot.
I'm sorry, were you being sarcastic?
Absolutely not. I don't believe in sarcasm any more than elves, which is to say, I doubt the existence of elves, not the degree to which they do or do not believe in sarcasm, which, of course, we have no way of knowing. No one thought of the science fair.
Well, then may I ask why they're visiting here?
Absolutely. The aquarium is closed on Mondays. That's all I know, really. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, you emailed me about my son, Death. You said it was very important that I come in immediately, but then at the end, you said there was really no rush. It's confusing, you know?
Absolutely. Jeff, you said.
No, Death. With a D and one F, the abbreviation for definitely. Slang for cool, you know, like Def Jam.
Of course. 7th grade team, Leopards, team leader Steve Apple.
No, Def is in the 6th grade Panthers team, Bobby Seal team leader.
And how is he finding school?
Well, he's not refusing to come, but I think he's rather discouraged. I think there's a lot going on that he's not telling me.
I mean, does he use a GPS or does he ride a special yellow bus?
We live around the corner.
No matter. Does he tantrum at home?
I think perhaps you're referring to tantric yoga.
Well, it's always wise to practice a protective discipline.
It's about being open and receptive, attuned to others. Why would he need to be protective?
Well, he is in school. I can't really say beyond that. I meant prophylactic.
But he's not active that way. Perhaps you're confusing it with the Kama Sutra.
Mrs. Littlehauser, I'm not confusing anything about anything other than your son.
I am thinking that this is a big school and we are new here. Perhaps you do not know him.
I, in fact, have met with Greg several times.
My son's name is Def. Greg is my husband's name. Were you thinking of him, perhaps?
And why should I be thinking of your husband?
Because you said that you had met with Greg, who is my husband and not my son.
Let's put our cards on the table, shall we? We will see who's playing with the full deck. It will likely be a rude awakening. The son's been absent 38 times.
But that's not possible. School just started this past September.
No, ma'am. School started August 12th.
Oh, my God. I must have been asleep. You'd think it would start after Labor Day like everywhere else. No wonder everyone else was so much further along. I thought I was being paranoid.
You see what happens when you jump to conclusions before waking up. Let's try to focus on Greg.
Death.
Absolutely. So in addition to truancy, Greg is having trouble following orders. He's not paying attention in class. He cannot retain information. He is having trouble following orders, as I said.
That just doesn't sound like him.
Well, he is waving his arms wildly in class. He is making shadow puppets with his hands. He is much more difficult than your typical ADHD kid.
But that's a bit like comparing apples to oranges. What do his interpreters say?
Now, well, let's stay away from produce and foreign policy, shall we? So, his words are garbled and slow. He needs speech pathology and possibly maxillofacial surgery. He sounds like a retard.
Oh. I can't believe you just said that. Somebody pinched me.
As I said, rude awakening. Now, go to the front of the class and sit there even though he is the tallest in the class.
But everywhere else he's been assigned a seat, front row and center.
Well, Ma'am Van Winkle, here he is just too disruptive and disturbing. Is he on any antipsychotic meds?
Are you?
Absolutely. Something you ought to look into yourself, along with a mood stabilizer. You know, bipolar disorder goes hand in hand with ADHD.
I see what's wrong here. Deaf is not ADHD.
Well, we are not our disabilities, and though you may dislike the
My
label
son
and the...
is deaf, and the hand puppets and the arm waving, as I recall you're putting it, is sign language. The fist pounding, I can only imagine, is understandable frustration, and maybe even despair.
Yes. Yes, I know her. Yes, she's correct. She's not supposed to be on the yellow bus. I don't care what her friends say. Now, she does not have Tourette's. She is practicing her cheerleading routine. Well, because she's my daughter? Yes, okay, always wise to check, yes, absolutely. I'm sorry. Now, how long has he been in bereavement?
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
For his dad?
Who's dad?
Well, I can see where his denial comes from. Gregory's dead father.
Greg's father, my father-in-law, is not dead. There's been a terrible diagnostic mistake, perhaps because we didn't start school on time. My son deaf, his name an ironic coincidence, cannot hear.
Well, metaphorically, perhaps, symbolically speaking.
Speaking anything, he cannot hear it. He sits up front to read the teacher's lips.
That's disgusting.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
Miss Littlehazard, just because you're a widow doesn't give you any reason to be unkind. I'm not the problem here.
Here's the problem. It says ADHD. It should say deaf. D-E-A-F.
I hear you. Deaf. Let's just cross out that pesky ADHD.
He's probably scarred for life. I should go to the principal and complain.
Talk about falling on deaf ears. Listen, I will personally see to it that he gets a cochlear implant. Now, you drink. Is it 5 o'clock yet?
It's 10:30 a.m. and he doesn't wear one.
It'll be that way. How about a wheelchair?
He can walk perfectly well.
Bless his healed heart. How about a voice simulator and glasses?
Well, the glasses we could use. That would save us something like $2,000.
Oh, they're up there. We have our own labs.
I hope the school-made optical wear is better than the lunches.
Oh, our labs are better than any guide dogs, period. They can sniff out drugs, weapons, and cancerous growths, and deliver brandy faster than a St. Bernard.
We don't need a Catholic seeing eye dog, and we have a cat.
How about a glass of wine?
Just the glasses, and the IEP overhauled.
Yes.
He probably now has PTSD and OCD
Extermination
and
services.
APP.
And a provision that he get to see a therapist of your choosing.
Front row seating, every class in assembly, and I want his record wiped clean.
I'm shredding it as we speak.
Your daughter has Tourette's? I thought she was practicing her cheers.
Well, that has nothing to do with her school spirit. Besides, it hasn't been officially diagnosed.
Lies of omission. Shame on you.
Shame on us all.
Don't be dismissive. I think it is completely unacceptable.
Yes.
This gross
It is our
mismanagement
lab.
of my son is clearly troubled child.
Well, if you put the harness back on, he can't chase anything.
The IEP has to
Just call the fire department and get the kid out of the tree.
I think right in front of the assembly, I want that. Oh,
This French marine biologist must have made off with my ladder.
excuse me. I don't mean to be rude, but I
Hold
would
on.
like a heartfelt.
Hold on. No, you hang up. Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry.
Heartfelt apology. Deaf and I would like a heartfelt apology.
Well, we call them exceptional. but there's nothing exceptional about the care here. I was called this morning about a student who was acting drunk and disorderly. If I hadn't asked the nurse to go and check his blood sugar, he would have gone into a diabetic coma. I have two exceptional children. One's a retard, which just means slow. I think it's kinder and more to the point than intellectually disabled, which in my book translates as stupid. I wonder if those French marine biologists are ever going to return my ladder. Going to tell on me?
Who would hear?